You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 117 of the Battered Heat Fans podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
117, man. 117. And we're going to talk about the number 15 because I need somebody to explain this to me. And I need you to explain it to me like if I'm 5 years old, because let's get something straight here, right? The Heat did trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo, a two-time MVP, a finals MVP, a champion, a top 5 player on planet Earth. And they're pairing him with Bam Adebayo, a guy who's an all-NBA defender who had 83 points last year. You know, the famous Wilt, Bam, Kobe. That's one of the best front court duos in all of basketball. And SB Nation had the audacity to come out and rank the Heat 15th in the NBA. 15th, dude. I mean, you're going to tell me that there's 14 other teams that you'd rather have than a team with Giannis and Bam? I mean, we can go look at the list and see who's ahead of us, and you can ask for yourself, would they trade their two best guys for ours? I mean, I don't think the Heat would trade anybody on their team for any two other guys on that top 4. But, I mean, I don't know, man. I know what people are going to say. They're probably going to talk about the depth that we gave up with Hero and we gave up Ware and Jaime Jaquez, and that's a good conversation, and we can have it at one point. But there's a difference between the bench is thin and this is 15th best team in the NBA. I mean, one of those is analysis. The other one is disrespect. And I'm sorry, you don't rank a Giannis team 15th. You just don't. And the Heat are going to prove it on the floor. But on paper, I mean, they got to start showing the Heat some respect. I mean, it's ridiculous, Danny.
A couple things with that. If we were to get Klay Thompson, do you think that automatically shoots us up a couple spots in their eyes?
Probably, because obviously everybody says that the Heat lack shooting, and Klay Thompson is one of the most prolific shooters in NBA histories. And obviously you bring him in and, you know, maybe it starts to open some eyes. I think also if you bring a Bradley Beal and a DeMar DeRozan, it changes their mind as well. But still, I still don't think that a team that has Bam and Giannis is 15th. I just don't see it. I mean, who's going to score on them?
Well, and that was my argument. A couple of weeks ago, I did an episode about the defense because everybody keeps saying, oh, this team, I don't believe in this team. This team, they need shooting. They're going to be the 10th best team in the Eastern Conference. But then, like, yeah, but defensively, they're going to be good. You're going to have a hard time scoring on them. And in my mind, I'm like, but that doesn't work. Like that, you can't say that they're going to be one of the best defensive teams, but they're going to be the 10th best the best 10th best team in the Eastern Conference. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like I was trying to find the numbers right now because I had looked up the numbers, but I can't find it right now because as you started talking about it, I remembered it. But it was something like in the last 10 NBA finals, the champions were a top 5 defense, I want to say. 7 out of the last 10 years. Like if you're a top 5 defense, you're going to end up in the top 4 in your conference, whether it be East or West. Like if you're a top defense, there's a good chance that you end up top of the league somewhere. Right? So for that, yeah, 15th is definitely disrespect. And another thing that I feel like people are forgetting is that, for example, that 2022 and 2023 season, the 2022 when they finished with the number 1 seed, 2023 when they made that 8th seed NBA Finals run, those 2 seasons before that first season started, who had, when they looked at the roster, Gabe Vincent as a difference maker, Max Strus as a difference maker, Caleb Martin as a difference maker. They weren't on anybody's radar, but this is what the Miami Heat do. They'll take some rotational players and they'll make them difference makers. So everybody might be looking at the roster as in, oh, it's a thin roster. They don't have depth. The Miami Heat create depth. They will take these players and they'll make, all of a sudden, when May comes around, the NBA nationally will be talking about a Nikola Jokic. They'll be talking about a Pell Larson. Like, oh man, these guys are going to get some big contracts if they don't stay with Miami. But nobody's looking at them like that right now. Everybody's looking at this roster like, oof, they lost Jaime. They lost Tyler Hero. They lost Norman Powell. They have no depth. No, we have Pell Larson. That's a player. We got Timmy Hardaway. Although right now he's a starter, he might end up on the bench if Klay Thompson comes. We do have a Nikola Jokic, which has potential. He hasn't tapped into it yet, but hopefully This is the season. We have a Bobby Portis on the bench. Like, we have depth. We have the pest, Drew Smith, at point guard right now, which I would like to upgrade at backup point guard. I would, but he's a pest. He can do something. Like, we have some players. Ryan Combo all of a sudden could be a 3-point assassin, and everybody that I've mentioned, outside of maybe Tim Hardaway, because at the moment we don't have Klay Thompson or DeMar DeRozan, are all coming off the bench. I haven't mentioned any of the starters. I haven't mentioned Andrew Wiggins, NBA champion. I haven't mentioned Bam Adebayo, all defensive player. How many years in a row? Averaged 20 and 10 consistently throughout his career. I haven't mentioned the 2-time NBA MVP, NBA Finals MVP, scoring 50 in the clinching game. Like, I haven't mentioned any of those players. Davion Mitchell, which Bam made fun of him because he said he's not fat anymore. He's now probably in the best shape of his life, which is a defensive hawk, shooting 40% from three-pointers. Like, we have a squad, but people just want to be lazy and overlook it because it's the easy thing to do. This isn't analysis. This is just lazy. They're not the 15th best team. They're a top 10 team. And I won't push the issue of top 10 because, you know what? They are unproven so far. I would like it if they got another shooter or two. DeMar DeRozan would be great, but at least top 10. Anything outside of the top 10 when ranking all NBA teams, I think, is disrespect for sure.
Well, I was looking up the rankings that SB Nation put out, and I could agree on a few of these. You know, they have the Thunder, the Spurs, and the Knicks at 1, 2, and 3, and I think that makes a little bit more sense. But then it starts getting a little weird. You have Minnesota Timberwolves at 4. I'm sorry, but what? Because they got Lonzo Ball? I mean, they got rid of Julius Randle. I mean, did they really upgrade in any other way?
Yeah, Lonzo is an upgrade from. I mean, they play different positions, but Lonzo, if he can settle down his game, I think he's going to be a problem with Ant.
You think? Or sorry, it's not Lonzo. It's LaMelo. They got LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, LaMelo. Yeah.
So then they have the 76ers, understandable with everything that they got
sure.
this offseason.
Yeah.
But then they have the Celtics at 6. Come on, dude. Really? Really, with PG-13 and Jason Tatum hobbling around? I mean, they have them at 6. I've seen them as high as 2 in the Eastern Conference.
I don't know about 2. I hate the Celtics. I was about to say the Patriots, but them too. I hate Boston in general, the city. I hate them. Red Sox, everybody. But I understand that a little more because last year, both of us came on here and we both said, "Oh, Boston's done this year." Like, that's it. Jason Tatum's out. And what do? They take Jaylen Brown takes that team, and they're like in the second seed for most of the NBA season. And they did it without Jason Tatum. Like, that team has, like, you want to talk about a team with depth. They got depth. So I wouldn't, as much as I hate to admit it, that one doesn't bother me as much.
Well, then you have the Detroit Pistons, who had a fantastic year last season, ranked at 9th. The Raptors at 10. The Cavs at 12, Pacers at 13, and Hawks at 14, all in front of the Miami Heat, who are then ranked 15, just ahead of the Orlando Magic and the Portland Trail Blazers. I mean, complete disrespect by SB Nation. I mean, what are you guys thinking? Who is putting out these rankings?
I think that they could be top 5, but I to start the season, I'd put them at 10th. You don't think so? At 10th with all the teams that you mentioned, like 10th, all right. I mean, I like flying under the radar. I like the disrespect.
I mean, I guess I don't know, man. I don't really like. I just don't really like it. I mean, I think that they should command a little bit more respect amongst the NBA writers and the NBA fans, knowing that these are 2 defensive juggernauts that are basically going to team up together and form a front line that the NBA hasn't seen in a very long time, with 2 players of their caliber, joining up to team up on the front line, in addition to Andrew Wiggins, who, like, NBA champion, somebody who's been shooting very well from the 3-point line, somebody who make a clutch bucket when you need it. Those 3 to me become easily the best front line in the Eastern Conference. If not the best, then definitely top 1 or 2. I don't see anybody else really being better than maybe Philly, if you rank LeBron, Embiid, and I assume Jaylen Brown playing the 3. But even then, you have a lot of miles on LeBron And who knows what Embiid's gonna do, this year when he has to miss some time.
The Heat are going to have a top defense. And of those, I said top 10 is right. Give me 10th and I'll be fine. But when you look at the 14 teams ahead of us, name me a better coach than Erik Spoelstra. If you want to say Nick Nurse because he's got an NBA championship and now he has
Get
that
out of
Philly
here, bro.
starting lineup, okay, I guess. I mean, I feel like that's a stretch. But outside of Nick Nurse, who's a better coach than Erik Spoelstra in that top 15? Who's a better coach than Erik Spoelstra in the league? I don't think many people would say that there's a better coach. I think he is unanimously over the last couple of years been voted by the players as probably the best coach in the league. And I think people forget that. I think people don't take that into account. People forget a couple of things. They forget Erik Spoelstra. They forget the way that the Miami Heat developed these role players to make impacts in playoff series and regular seasons and just in general. And then they just forget that there's certain teams in sports that just, I don't know, they just have something. And it doesn't really have a name. Like a Real Madrid. When Real Madrid plays in Champions League, just some weird things just randomly happen and they just make crazy comebacks and you just don't understand how it happens. Like there's certain teams that just have that magic to them, and the Heat I think are one of those teams. And look,
It's called
think
aura.
that
It's called aura. That's what they have.
you think that's what we call it, aura? I'm with it. Aura, culture, whatever you want to call it. I call it the Miami Heat way, and I think that people forget that until it's happening. Because once they're in the playoffs, nobody wants to play Miami. Nobody wants to have Erik Spoelstra cook up a 4-game game plan to stop your offense. So, look, I think that it is disrespect that it's 15th, but I wouldn't push any more than top 10. If they would have done top 10, I would have been okay with it.
Look, I went a little bit deeper and I checked out a few more rankings just so that I didn't look super biased, only going after SB Nation. But everything else that I checked out, Danny, has the Heat ranked 12th in the NBA. Now in these lists ahead of Indiana Pacers and the Atlanta Hawks. And so that's ESPN, that's USA Today, and that's For the Numbers. Those are the three other sites that I checked out. They have all the Heat at 12. I think that's a little bit more fair, but I still believe that they should be top 8 in the NBA. That's where I think that Bam and Giannis gets you, in addition to everything else that they have. And one name that we haven't mentioned, and somebody who we feel, or at least who I feel, who's going to contribute a lot this season based on the looks that he's going to get, is Ryan Conwell, the Heat's NBA draft pick this season. We saw him shoot lights out in the summer league, and look, I think he's coming in with some really big expectations, some really, really interesting shoes that he's going to fill probably in that second unit, possibly getting some minutes early on in the season. But that's one of the players that I'm extremely excited about, especially with all the spacing that Bam and Giannis are going to create for you.
I agree. And I think Davion Mitchell is going to take a huge step forward now that LeBron isn't here, because LeBron was going to be that point forward or possibly the point guard, and Davion Mitchell would probably be coming off the bench. Now that he's not here, Davion Mitchell is going to have the responsibility of bringing that ball up. I know that we're positionless, right? And you have several people bringing up the ball, but I think Davion Mitchell is going to have a lot more responsibility, and he's going to be asked to pull the trigger on those 3 balls a lot more than he's been doing, because he shoots 40%. But he doesn't take them as much as he should, and I think that that's going to change also. I think Davion Mitchell, out of all the players on the current team that were here last year, is probably set to take the biggest jump in performance from one year to the next. Did you freeze on me? Yeah. So Solana froze on me. I'm not sure if it's me or him, but one of us is frozen.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
I'm back. I'm here.
Okay.
I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what's going on. It's something weird's going on. I don't know if it's you or it's me, but it's all good, man. We're gonna pull through this. And look, I was gonna add, what better guy, and I was gonna research it really quick, but what better bringing up the ball in the NBA than Davion Mitchell. I mean, who had a better assist to turnover ratio in the NBA in the 2025-2026 season over Davion Mitchell? I'm trying to look it up right now, but I don't that many. Look, right here, I see Davion Mitchell is number 2 right behind Mikal Bridges for the New York Knicks, who had a 5.36 assist to turnover ratio. Davion Mitchell's 2 at 4.50. So I'm cool with him bringing up the ball, Danny. I'm cool with him setting up the offense.
Well, and what I like about that is that Mikal Bridges, that's a nice stat for him, but he wasn't the point guard. It was Jalen Brunson with the ball in his hand more than anything. A point guard is asked to do that a lot more. I'm surprised that Mikal Bridges is actually number 1. But regardless, I remember we would talk about it all the time last season. Oh, look, another game, 0 turnovers. Another game, 0 turnovers. Davion Mitchell did a great job of protecting that ball and getting it where it needed to be. And like I said, I think that he's going to have one of the biggest jumps this season from the players that were here last year to this year. And you know who we forgot to mention? Simone Fontecchio. Maybe he finally has that bounce back year. Maybe he can replay or redo what he did to start the season last year, because last year he was on fire and then he kind of just died out. But maybe we can get that flame to stay a little longer, because he was lights out for November and half of December last year.
Dude, I was at Dolphin Mall today. I took my son. For those of you that don't know, we had a baby, and so I was giving my wife. Thank you. So I was giving my wife some time alone with the baby. So I took my son over to Dolphin Mall, take him to Dave & Buster's, and play some video games and get some tickets. I thought it was a fantastic idea. And then we hit up the Heat store, and dude, it's really cool when you get to the Heat store. First thing you see is like a one of those mannequins with a Giannis jersey, the Vice jersey. It's awesome. And then they have a Simone Fontecchio jersey right next to him.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. You know why though? Because Dolphin Mall has so many tourists. Maybe they're hoping that maybe some Italians come in there and see it and want it, because
it's
a random ass jersey.
It is full of tourists. A lot of Argentinians.
There's a lot of people that walk around there with luggage.
Yeah, well, I saw some people, and it's like a thing. I don't know if you know, but it's a thing where you go and you buy a luggage there at the mall, and then you just fill it up with everything you shop with.
Yeah, I've heard.
Now, the question is, do they leave directly from Dolphin Mall directly to the airport? That's the question that I wanted to always ask somebody.
No, a lot of them go back to their hotels, and because that's a destination. Like when you come into Miami, you look at like tourist spots, like things to visit. The obvious ones: Biscayne, Wynwood Walls, South Beach. Dolphin Mall is one of them.
Well, they have their own dedicated bus service that goes from Miami International Airport to Dolphin Mall. Yeah. So that's how you know you're a big deal, when you have your own dedicated bus line that goes from one place to another. So no, absolutely. But shout out to the people at the Heat store who helped me. Fantastic. And they had some really cool gear. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to drop with the court culture gear for this upcoming season, especially with the Vice colorway that they're going with. It looks like they're going to go with the white one again.
Is that what you're hearing?
I mean, that's what they had available at the store. So I'm assuming
they're just milking the last bit of jerseys that they had from the last 2 years.
No, they were Giannis number 7 jerseys.
Yeah, I know, and he's never gonna wear it. The white one and the black one, he's never gonna wear them, but everybody's buying them. That's the only reason I wouldn't buy it, is because I don't think he's ever gonna wear it on the court.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy
that
they're selling.
That's a good way to sell it. Yeah, that's a good way to sell it, though, right?
So you're saying they had all those leftover jerseys with no numbers on them, and they just reprinted them with number 7?
Yeah.
7s?
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's a good way to get rid of them, though, right? It worked. I don't know what.
Not on me. I didn't buy one.
No, and I wouldn't buy a Vice one just because I don't think he's ever gonna wear it. But whatever. Giannis on his way. Bam is here. I think this team is gonna be better than people are giving it credit for. People are not giving Spo enough credit. And I'm just excited for the season to start already. And for those that keep track, I was talking about it on one of the shows a couple weeks ago. If you look back at the last 5 years, the schedule has dropped around between August 12th and August like 16th every year. So, and usually a Wednesday or Thursday. So if that keeps going, expect an announcement like on Monday that the schedule's going to release this Wednesday or Thursday, the 12th or the 13th of August. So that's what I'm just going based off of previous years. Now, could they push it back? Maybe the LeBron thing did make them push it back a little bit because they had to wait a little longer. I don't know. But if it's like the way it's been the last 5 years, this Wednesday or Thursday, I'd expect a schedule release. So
Well,
that's exciting.
they did release the preseason schedule. So the Heat are going to play 5 games in the preseason. Game number 1 is going to be against the Toronto Raptors with or without Kawhi Leonard at Quebec City, and it's going to be part of the NBA Canada games. And then they play 3 home games against New Orleans, where they'll welcome Zion, Minnesota, that team that they ranked 4th, which I think is absolutely ridiculous, and Brooklyn, who we know is usually an absolute disaster. And then they go on the road to face the Orlando Magic, a team they couldn't beat at all last season. So hopefully we can start off the preseason. It doesn't really matter if the Heat go 5-0 or not, but I definitely want to get that Orlando game, because usually that last game is the dress rehearsal for the regular season, and I would assume that the starters would play somewhat starters minutes in that last away game against Orlando. So
Those
that's one
preseason
game I
games
want.
terrify me. You remember the Big Three? The
Yeah,
first time they got on the court together, and it was the first preseason game, and then
they
Dwayne Wade
look
went
bad.
down with an injury immediately.
Yeah, and they look bad too.
Yeah, but I know. But Dwayne Wade went down, and then he missed the rest of the preseason. Like that stuff, I hate preseason in all sports. But it's also fun to see them out there finally. We'll see. If Kawhi goes to Toronto, would you put Toronto over the Heat?
No,
Because Toronto's got a good defensive squad.
yeah, but no. I mean, come on, man. I mean, yeah, they got Scotty Barnes. They got a couple
RJ
other
Barrett.
guys. Yeah, they got RJ Barrett, but I mean, what you think RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and Kawhi Leonard is better than Bam, Wiggs, and Giannis? No way.
I think. I
No
mean,
way. Hey, the
I
South
would.
Beach Spartan is gonna have something to say about that this season.
Oh, and what do you think about all these like random nicknames that's throwing out there? Because I haven't liked any of them. Is
The
Brandon Ingram still in Toronto? No, he's not. Right? He left.
Whoa, no. Right now, he's still on there because the trade's not finalized.
Well, with Kawhi, that's right.
So
This whole Brothers of Destruction, that whole Undertaker Kane thing, I hate that nickname. I didn't like it at all.
I honestly, they need to just stick with the South Beach Spartan, and we'll come up with something with Bam. Man, I'm always good for someone else, but yeah.
But they want the duo to have a nickname. I like Bad Boys, but then the Pistons came out and like started talking shit on their social media. But the whole Bad Boys makes sense, right? It's the most famous duo out of a Miami movie ever, right? Can you think of a more?
No, I mean a famous duo out of a Miami movie. Off the top of my head, I mean you could do like maybe Miami Vice type thing, but
Yeah, but that's like not
I
a
don't think that
name,
they're like Don Johnson or anything, you know.
right?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So yeah, famous Miami duos. So yeah, I don't know, but it's gonna be interesting. Like I said, I don't. No, see, there's nothing.
Dude, famous Miami duos, Granada and Solana.
Trick Daddy and Trina is what's popping up here.
Who's gonna be Trina in that one?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. All right. Well,
Man, you better be careful. You better not say anything about Bam. He might, if he ever sees you in public, he might smack you.
I know he wouldn't even say nothing. He'd just walk up and just punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's it, man. I got nothing else. We hadn't done a show in a while because I mean it's been silent. Like, we really haven't heard anything. Does that worry you at all?
No, man. No, honestly, I got a crack today. I just started cracking up when I saw the Bucks put out Tyler Hero coming to their practice facility and seeing where they put him in his locker, and he's like corner. And honestly, all I could think of was like, don't put Tyler in a corner. And but dude, it's just funny, like just the difference in organizations and the way the Heat approaches their new players versus the way that other organizations. I mean, the Heat are an absolute first class organization, and look, I'm excited. The offseason is not over. We're gonna be back with more videos as the offseason unfolds. We know that there's a lot of rumors on Clay. We know that there's a rumor on Kyrie. I don't know how true that is. We know that there's rumors about Steph. We know
That ain't
about
happening.
Beal. I talked to one of the folks who was on the Heat broadcast, on the radio broadcast, and he told me that he doesn't see it happening this season, but it's definitely something that could happen
Yeah, maybe next
season.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But I'm talking about this season. That's not happening this season.
But when you have, Giannis, and you can see what the Heat do this season, if you're one player away, right? Let's say you make a deep run, you make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and you lose out, and you're one player away. You have Wiggs, you have, potentially Klay Thompson on the team. You have Giannis, you have Bam. They're going to be recruiting the hell out of him all season, right?
That's fine. Yeah, and I don't disagree. And look, the Miami Heat, they put these teams together, and year 2 is when they usually take off. That's fine. I don't expect Steph to be a consideration until next year. But next year, I definitely think that's a possibility, but not this year. This year, I think the best we're going to do is DeMar DeRozan, Bradley Beal, or Klay Thompson. I think that's it. Once we get 1 or 2 of those guys, that's it, and that's the team we're running with this year. And I'm okay with it because I think that's a solid squad. And then we just need Giannis to really be 2019 Giannis. That's all we need.
Easy, man. He's going to be in the best shape of his life.
Oh, that without a doubt. Davion Mitchell's in the best shape of his life. Davion Mitchell is going to come out, and people are going to start comparing him to Drew Holiday.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have aimed a little higher than that.
Shit, Drew Holiday's a baller. What are you talking about? I love Drew Holiday.
Really?
Yeah, Drew Holiday. Let me see Drew Holiday's stats when he was in Milwaukee. I mean, he's a little older now. Let's see. While he was in Milwaukee.
Is it Drew or is it Jeru?
I pronounce it Drew, but it's spelled Drew. I don't know. Maybe I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. While he was in Milwaukee, he was 17 points a game, 6 assists a game, 5 rebounds a game, shooting 39% from 3, then 41% from 3. You know what I was doing? I was going back to try to remember like big names that Milwaukee got while Giannis was there. And just about everybody I looked up, when they started playing with Giannis, their 3-point percentage went up at least 2 or 3 percentage points.
Of course.
Because all of a sudden you got more open shots. Now
they got a lot of white guys too, man.
Who?
The Milwaukee Bucks. They brought in a lot of white guys to play with.
Not as much as the Lakers.
No, you're right. You got me on that one.
The Lakers, I don't know what's going on. It's going to be interesting.
They got Pat Connaughton over in Milwaukee.
I don't even remember who that is.
Damn, come on, man.
I can't even remember.
No?
Pat Connaughton.
Yeah, man. Blonde guy. Dang.
But I will tell you, the lake show. What was it they called it? I don't know. There's some jokes out there. It's gonna be interesting out there. It's looking different. It's looking different in LA for sure. All right. Well, that's all I got. Unless you got something else.
No, man. I'm good to go. And
any final words?
Nah, 117, man. We made it to 117, almost 120. Before you know it, we'll be at 150. And SB Nation, a little more respect, man.
I can't wait to start talking about these games. We come on here after every game, so make sure that you do like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're here after the 117. That's literally after one year. Like we haven't even gotten to a year yet because we started in October.
No, and I'm expecting to at least go 98 games, 82 regular season plus 16 postseason.
That's it. We're just going undefeated.
I mean, okay. You want you want to be nice? We'll say like one
to 100.
106. 106.
All right. 106. Well, and before I forget, batteredfans.com. We got new stuff. My wife cooked up Bam, Giannis, and a bunch of other stuff. So batteredfans.com if you want some other Heat gear that you can't find at the Heat store. That's it. I'm done. We got nothing else. It's been silent, but that's not a bad thing. When I don't mind the disrespect because I personally like flying under the radar. So that's just me, though. All right, if you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave 5 stars in a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we'll be back in a couple of days. We'll see if anything else pops up. If not, we'll figure something out. So until the next one, have a good one.